What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel and happy new year, best wishes for you. Now before we fly into 2024, let's look back at 2023 because plenty has happened in the world of Volvo, Polestar and Lynk&Co. Both at the brands, but also with my own Volvo C40 and EX90. So let's get started. Alright, so let's look back on my videos each month and then kind of see what was going on back then, because plenty has happened. So the first month, January, was pretty much the month of Polestar. And I think the biggest highlight was the Polestar 3 at the auto show in Brussels, Belgium. Now pretty cool, I got a 2023 Polestar 2 to get there. I drove there with my buddy Dave, that was a lot of fun. We had a good time in the 23 Polestar 2. Just such a nice car. That was a pre-facelift model, more about that later, in the year of course. But yeah, the Polestar 3, it was pretty special to see it over there. The first time it was in like this little glass thingy. And yeah, eventually I got permission, shout out to Brent, to do a bit of a walk around video of the Polestar 3. That was really special and also, you know, a cool milestone for this channel to, you know, get a video of it up close in person with that car. So that was just very cool. Now, as I said already, I also took this Polestar 2 2023 model, which was the long range single motor. So that was of course back then the one with the best range. That one also had those new fancy wheels and whatnot. Yeah, that was also a pretty impressive and fun car. Then February was the month of the Volvo EX30 and more Chinese Volvo activity going on because the Zeekr 009 or Volvo EM90 was also spotted. Now first this EX30, that one was like covered up, a bit of undercover testing was going on in China. Fortunately somebody in China took some pictures of it and I shared this video about it. Yeah, back then we didn't know much about it, right? The EX30, early 2023, still big question mark. And look at us now, right? 12 months further and the first customers are actually already driving the EX30, which is pretty awesome. Then as I said already, also this EM90 was being teased a little bit. Yeah, let's not waste too much time on that because it's not really a relevant Volvo for the most of us. It will stay in China for now. Perhaps later it will come to the US, who knows? And also pretty fun, I did this 25,000 kilometer update on my C40. And we also went on a road trip to the Belgian Ardennes in our very own Volvo C40 Recharge Twin. And that was also quite a fun trip. We also took our dog along, just had a really good time. I can remember that there was only like one 50 kilowatt fast charger in that vicinity where we were staying. So that was a good reminder that Belgium, and then especially Ardennes, who isn't the most EV friendly place to be. And also pretty cool, we stumbled upon this abandoned Volvo dealership in Malmedy, a small town over there, where time stood kind of still. In there were like Volvo 240s and a couple of 850s were outside. That was pretty special to see, especially, you know, for me as Volvo enthusiast. Yeah, that felt as a step back into time. And yeah, I still kind of wonder what's going on over there with that dealership. But anyway, make sure you check out that video. The month March was kind of the CMA platform kind of month, so the compact modular architecture. Of course, we know that from the Volvo C40, XC40, Polestar 2, Lynk&Co as well, Lynk&Co 01. But yeah, looking at that, I had this 23 Volvo C40 Recharge. I believe that was a single motor as well, still with the front wheels. Yeah, I think so. Very nice car, especially the interior. It had this wool blend interior, which I like a lot. Very fancy, very enjoyable car. It was also cool to experience a bit of an updated C40 versus my own model year 22. I also shared this little walk around of the Polestar 2 BST, Beast Edition. And in that video, I kind of went into that point of the BST 230 edition. So the second batch of BST Polestar 2s. First they said, you know, 270 examples, limited edition run, blah, blah, blah. Very expensive. And then at the end of the current Polestar 2, so not the facelift one, but just before they went into the facelift Polestar 2, so model year 24, they dropped this batch of 230 Polestar 2 Beast editions with the sage green color. And also, for example, the Alcantara steering wheel and also a bit of this R-design Volvo seats in the Polestar 2. So the 230 BST was kind of this version. The 270 also should have been. So yeah, I'm still a bit well, wondering about that. Then the month April, I am looking at the Polestar 4. First it was teased a bit here and there, some spy shots, and eventually Polestar confirmed and revealed the Polestar 4. Now the Polestar 4 reminds me very much of the Zeekr 001, which is that concept car from Lynk&Co, which Zeekr took. Zeekr is a bit of the performance brand from Lynk&Co. Yeah, you're still there. But yeah, anyway, the Polestar 4 shares this platform, the SEA platform, the Sustainable Experience Architecture, which is really this geely focused one. So yeah, I'm still not too sure what to think about the Polestar 4. Is this truly a Polestar product or a bit of this geely influenced product on Polestar, same as like the EM90, which is also a Zeekr? So yeah, kind of still to be seen at a later stage. Polestar 4 is coming later this year in the Netherlands apparently, or well, the first demo cars or show cars, so finally I'll have a chance then to check it out. But yeah, the Polestar 4 was revealed. I also went out with the updated Lynk&Co 01, the 2023 model, and maybe you know by now that included the double laminated glass against especially that wind noise on the left exterior rearview mirror. What else? Faster onboard charger, and also this fancy 360 camera looking at you like from the outside. Yeah, anyway, a really good and nice update of Lynk&Co on the 01, making the 01 a really competitive car against the XC40 and C40 as well. Just very nice. And then May was the month of a big bummer. I cancelled my Volvo V60 and plenty of you have seen that video, more than 60,000 views. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, in that video I explained why I cancelled my Volvo V60 T6 Plus Dark with some more options. So the plug-in hybrid, the long-range version with Google, bigger battery, that 3-layer, 18.8 kilowatt. Yeah, why I cancelled that. And basically that was because the blind spot indicator was missing and also the relevant systems which belong to that. So also, for example, the rear traffic alert, collision warnings, those things. If you ask me, a Volvo should be standard full with all safety options. You know, Volvo is the brand of, well, safety and whatnot. So yeah, then selling me a car without bliss whilst I ordered it and also should be on it. Yeah, that was not acceptable for me. And I sticked with my Volvo C40. Then there was more Volvo news in May. Volvo confirmed the Volvo EX30. So that was pretty cool. They showed it in this video next to the EX90, something like that. And also Volvo revealed this Volvo EX90 Excellence. And the Excellence is something we already know from Volvo. They had Excellence back in the day on the old XC90s. I'm not too sure if it was called Excellence or Platinum or Executive. Executive, that is it. But yeah, so basically a 4-seater configuration with 2 very luxurious seats in the back and this cooler for your champagne, because we drink champagne all day apparently. Dual tone color on the outside, which is pretty cool. I believe that is silver with the platinum gray. Bit of this BMW or Mercedes Maybach kind of vibe. Yeah, this car is very much focused on the Chinese market. It was also developed by this Chinese Volvo design team. Yeah, so you see that that car will probably hit the market first over there, and perhaps it will also make it to Europe and North America, for example. But yeah, that's still to be seen. And anyway, Volvo, maybe just get the first EX90s on the road, right? Customers are waiting for it. And I know, probably later this year. So fingers crossed for that. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Then going into June, the first car I had back then was the Volvo XC60 Recharge, a T6 long range, so with a bigger battery pack, and also the updates, so the faster onboard charger, and also the one-pedal driving mode for this plug-in hybrid car, which is very nice. I gotta say that, that really gives that electric feeling to the XC60, or well, to the plug-in hybrid Volvos. And yeah, that was just very nice. Full black, 20-inch wheels, air suspension, Bowers & Wilkins massage seats. That was a nice car. And then yeah, besides that, in June they also like revealed the Volvo EX30. So I made this video about all the safety features, the thing up close, and also I got the invitation to attend the Volvo EX30 and EX90 press event here in the Netherlands at Volvo Cars Netherlands, which was pretty special. I got to make my first walk around video of the Volvo EX30, yeah, which was just very cool. The car was a static one, so I wasn't able to drive or anything like that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to make. Also a special event, and also cool for me to meet other journalists or YouTubers, or I'm not too sure how you would call it, but that was very cool for me to see how colleagues make their videos and do their thing. And yeah, that was just a very cool event, and also very nice. You guys enjoyed that video a lot because it almost has 150,000 views, which is insane. Yeah, that is much appreciated, so I'm very happy with that video. Then in July I shared the Volvo EX90 walk around and up close video, basically from that same event which I attended. And pretty cool, I also uploaded or shared my adventures in Canada, or our adventures together with Fleur, when we were on holiday, family visit and whatnot in Canada. Now we started out in Calgary, and over there Volvo Valentine hooked us up with a Volvo XC60 Ultimate Bright B6 all-wheel drive, which was super special because the B6, well, first of all, isn't available here in Europe or in most countries, especially not in the Netherlands. We're going full electric here with the Volvos. So for me, as Volvo enthusiast, it was really cool to enjoy and, well, experience that B6 engine. And then in a super luxurious Volvo XC60 with this US spec, yeah, in Canada, we took it from Calgary to Banff and some trips and roads around there. Yeah, that was just super special for me. I really enjoyed that trip. And once again, big shout out to Valentine Volvo in Calgary. And I hope that when I'm back in Calgary, maybe this year, perhaps we can arrange a cool Volvo again. Then late July and early August, I shared this video of driving my Volvo C40 to France. We went to Reims, that is basically the Champagne region. Big recommendation. That was a lot of fun, but also, yeah, a bit of a spontaneous video on the experience with my Volvo C40. Now fortunately, driving there went pretty smooth. We charged at like Fastnet. At our destination there was actually a Tesla charger at the hotel, which I was able to use, so that made that electric trip just very easygoing. Yeah, that was one I really enjoyed, my Volvo C40. Now that month Volvo also came with the model year 25 Volvo EX90 rear wheel drive Core and Plus trim. So at first Volvo came with this ultra full option, everything on it, and then now they shared that they will also start selling this rear wheel drive version, single motor in Core and Plus. Still very nice and competitive packages, but then yeah, for a bit of a softer price. So, you know, to be frankly honest, I'm quite interested in a EX90 Core, for example. That is, I think, a very cool car. Then August was also a CMA month. First was a C40 recharge update of my own car. Back then it had driven about 35,000 kilometers. Yeah, you know, I've been complaining quite a lot about my car, and I think it's also fair for that price point. And still, this morning we discussed it whilst driving our XC90 now, which is kind of flawless. But yeah, that car is not as reliable as it should be for the price we paid for it. So yeah, I still have this bit of this complicated relationship with the C40. I enjoy it so much most of the time, but then, for example, also last week I wanted to fast charge it and it did not work. And at those moments I'm just really frustrated with the C40 and at Volvo for not delivering the products, the quality and the reliability especially I want from a Volvo car. Besides that, I also had the 2024 Volvo C40 extended range on the channel. Some key changes over there: bigger battery pack, 82 kilowatt. They shifted the single motor up front to the rear wheels. That was also very nice, a lot of fun to drive. And this update also, for example, got that auto one pedal drive mode where the car will decide for you if it will brake or do one pedal driving things, or I think that's really the most stupid thing you can have. Just put it on one pedal drive or on just coasting, because that thing, that is just dangerous if you ask me. So yeah, we kind of continue with the 40 series vibe in between the EX30 versus the Zeekr X comparison. Zeekr came to the European market in 23. They opened stores in Sweden and here in Amsterdam, these flagship stores where they will sell the Zeekr X and the 001. Now I shared this video about a comparison between the EX30 and the Zeekr X. Basically they are kind of like cousins or sister cars. They share lots of the same technology. battery drivetrain platform, more or less. Both are based on that SEA platform. So yeah, I compared those cars a bit. Now, in addition to that, some more update videos, more about the 24 C40 extended range. We did a road trip to it, to the northern part of the Netherlands. Besides that, an update about my C40. I had some more issues addressed. For example, they fixed the buzzing light of the interior deco, that 3D topo vibe. They fixed that. I was quite happy with that. Some more changes here and there. And then a video most of you weren't really interested in, but it did make it, and that was the update that Volvo will cut the S60 and S90 from the model lineup, and also that diesels are out starting here in Europe. Yeah, that barely got any views, but I think it's important to also give you guys a bit of an update on that, because the S60 and S90 are current generation cars. So yeah, if they disappear, what will come next for it? And maybe for the S90, stay tuned for that. Something with V551 ES90. So yeah, the ES90 will be succeeding that, but I'll be making a separate video about that. So stay tuned for that. That will probably come in the next few weeks. So that kind of covered October already. So let's continue in November then. And then we took another 24 Volvo XC60 recharge on a road trip. Different spec, but it was also kind of cool to experience the plug-in hybrid, especially on a longer trip. And the thing I wanted to test back then was kind of like, is there a big difference in driving a bigger stretch with this full battery in it, or just with the empty one? So to the Ardennes we drove with a charged battery, and then back home without, and that did not really make that big of a difference, if I can recall. So that was interesting to experience, and also interesting to you know, think how you should use a plug-in hybrid. I mean, the plug-in hybrid is especially interesting if you can drive full electric to your work, to the gym, to groceries, you know, and charge at home or at your work or something like that. So that was also kind of an interesting conclusion on it. So yeah, and then November, the Volvo EX30 in Barcelona. I got invited by Volvo Cars to come down to Barcelona and test drive the Volvo EX30 for 2 days as one of the first folks out there. That was a really special experience. It was just so cool to see all the Volvos, all the Volvo employees, you know, have chats with the designers, ask them all kinds of things about the EX30, and then also drive this car with these Swedish plates still on it and whatnot. These were pre-production cars also, by the way, around Barcelona. That was quite hectic, I gotta be honest, but yeah, that was just super special, and also I think a very big milestone for me and for this channel, to get a bit of that recognition, appreciation, to be invited there and yeah, share the experience of the Volvo EX30 with you guys. Now, once back home in November, I also got the opportunity to test the Volvo V60 T6 Recharge, a 24 model as well. That one was in dark, in this vapor gray, just a very nice car. And that made me think again, or well, maybe regret a little bit here and there that I didn't continue with the V60, which I cancelled earlier that year. But yeah, all in all, that was yeah, just a very fun video. So what you kind of saw after November, early December, was the road trip with the Volvo XC90 2024 model. I haven't had that much of XC90s here on the channel, so it was kind of cool to experience a 24 model. Though I gotta say that spec was very chic and a bit of the old people spec maybe. And yes, calm down, that's just my opinion, take it easy, but I would have preferred like this black edition R design or dark trim. You get the point. Anyway, that was really nice, very spacious, especially the XC90 just fits me very well. I'm 2.8 meters, so yeah, that can be a bit tight here and there sometimes in certain cars, but surely not in the XC90. Now, besides that, December also a month with the 2025 Volvo V60. So Volvo opened up the order books for the V60 plug-in hybrid model year 25. Some base updates in there. I believe, for example, Ultimate will be renamed to Ultra to line up with the EX30 and EX90. Not really that big of a deal. But a thing which was quite interesting is that Volvo will be taking out the Polestar engineered trim from the price list, and you can only order it on special request, apparently. So that's a bit of a bummer. And yeah, then to conclude, two things. First, I had this 2024 Polestar 2 long range dual motor performance the past week or 2 weeks ago, something like that, in white or snow, with the fancy ventilated Nappa interior, the golden seat belts, the golden brake calipers. That thing had 476 horsepower. I gotta say, I had a lot of fun with the Polestar 2. Really reminded me that I really want a Polestar 2. maybe the Beast Edition then. But yeah, anyway, that was just great. I really enjoyed that video. That was also the last video of the year. But before that final video of the year, I revealed my Volvo EX90 2007 first generation summum trim over here on the channel. Maybe that came a bit as a surprise or not, I'm not too sure. Now, if you're not aware, I still have my C40 recharged twin as well. So I've got two Volvos now, lucky me. But yeah, the XC90 is here to both be a bit of a project car for here on the channel, attract other Volvo enthusiasts with a bit of an older Volvo, as I also just really enjoy all older Volvos. And on the other hand, I was kind of missing that Volvo vibe lately, which I used to have a couple of years ago. You know, I had C30, 850, V70R, S90, R-Design, bit of those quirky Volvos and old school Volvos, and yeah, I was kind of missing that vibe. So that's also a reason why I got the XC90. Besides that, also some practical family reasons. It's very easy for the dog, Fleur likes it a lot, it's a safe car, so I'm also very happy that the persons in that car will be protected by a sturdy Volvo. So yeah, the XC90, more about that of course is coming this year. I have some plans here and there, and especially trips. I'm thinking especially of taking it back home to Göteborg, where it has been produced in Sweden. Perhaps do a little meetup or something like that as well over there. But we'll see. Were there any downsides in 2023? Well, perhaps the freaking headache I get from my Volvo C40, and then especially the issues and that part of not being freaking reliable when I need it, when I need to charge it, when I need to start it and it doesn't start, or when the software crashes again. Oh my God, this car. But then still on the other hand, I also enjoy the C40 a lot. So yeah, it's a bit of this hate-love relation I have with it, but you know, I hope that all things will be fine on it. Now that being said, that is 2023. And first of all, before I conclude this video, thank you so much for your support. Without you, the viewer, these opportunities would not arise for me. Both, for example, the Volvo EX30 in Barcelona, being invited to all kinds of things, getting press cars, demo cars from Polestar and Volvo and Lynk&Co. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate it also if you like my videos and also subscribe to the channel if you have not, because that really helps me out. So thank you very much for that. That being said, guys, I think it's time to head straight into 2024. Plenty is coming. We'll see the EX90 this year. The first EX30s are on the road, so I'm busy getting an EX30 here on the channel soonest as well. Also Polestar 4. And there's this new Volvo coming, the electric one, and well, maybe I said it already by the way, the ES90 is on its way. More about that later, stay tuned. But for now, best wishes once again, thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next week in a brand new video. Bye bye. Then February to Groningen, one of the northern provinces. There goes nothing above Groningen. Who said that? So to the Ardennes we drove with a big